Oh, I didn't see you there. I hate it when people do videos like that.
Yeah. It's like, are you serious, man?
Anyway, I'm Brandon Wynn.
I'm Edward Burns.
And this is Critical Failure. This video is specifically out for, I believe it's Kyler Black. He asked for a video on how we would run large or small creatures as player characters. And we've come up with a large version, so we're going to be doing a smaller one in a later video when we both come up with some really neat content. So I'm going to start it. Ed's going to give his opinion on some of these. So
yeah, I'll give my thoughts and add to it.
Alright, so the large creatures have advantage on strength saves and checks while having disadvantage on dexterity saving checks. And you can go ahead.
Yeah, with this, I would, you don't have to always do that. You could just simply lower the DCs for like strength-based things because they're stronger and it's more likely they're going to do it anyways. I think that's it. It was just strength.
Mm-hmm.
And the stealth thing, that makes sense because it would be really hard for you to, like, 10-foot man to hide in, like, some little bushes. You know?
Sorry, he read it. I said that they would have disadvantage on stealth-related checks on the thing. I also put that they would have difficulty being in buildings of normal structure without being hunched over or kind of having issues.
Because door frames and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, in taverns, if your world is pretty common with large adventures, you probably have taverns where they actually have bigger ceilings and stuff to accommodate.
Yeah. This is more flavor, like, because we tried recording this once before. But I said, unless being specific, they trudge about hitting NPCs without noticing because they are so large. Like, unless your player character is like, oh yeah, I'm trying to walk and not, like, hit anyone because...
Yeah. And then I said, like, most likely people are just going to get out of their ways just because they see such a massive creature in front of them. They're just like, yeah, nope, not dealing with that.
When in combat, they are targeted first because of sheer size. Enemies will assume they are more dangerous if they come out first is what I said. But you said that...
Yeah, what I said, it really depends on the creature type, whether that will happen or not, because... I based it off of a novel I read where they target actually the weaker members first to eliminate those threats and then move to the stronger threats because there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
So if you reduce the numbers, you reduce the threat.
Yeah. I said that they probably have advantage on intimidation checks.
Yeah. And that was like the DC is probably much lower for that.
Yeah.
And then I also said that it's probably unlikely for a smaller creature to intimidate a larger creature, so they'd probably be at disadvantage.
I said that the race would possibly, depending on the race, it would have a -2 to intelligence, because it's going to be possibly more of a monster race that's not normally played.
Yeah, and I was like, that really just depends on the specific race, because like some giants are actually really smart, but then you got like the hell giant.
Yeah.
But I think all of them probably will have like a boost to strength for the most part.
A +1 or 2 at least. I said that they possibly would have a grappler slam attack, but I realized that that's more of a player character has to kind of come up with that.
Yeah, and then I was like the DC for grappling or the enemy would probably be at like disadvantage. It'd be a lot easier for a large creature just to hold down an average sized person or smaller.
Yeah, I said that they require more food and water for adventuring due to their size.
Yeah, I think we both agreed on that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. When encountering... I said this one, and this is one that we came up with in a different light. When encountering a creature of the same race as a large player character, the creature of the same race will automatically think that the PCs or the fellow groups within the party are being held captive or something similar due to a lot of the large races usually are against... or at odds with like the civilized NPCs and such.
And I said like it really just depends on the actual creature type, because you could probably see a giant there, but they probably think the giant was ruling that area instead of just like kind of just chilling. But that also really depends on your world setup.
Oh yeah. I said that depending on the race, the player character will probably act more bestial or uncivilized, such as giants, trolls, certain giants, trolls, ogres, and such like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you wouldn't have the same like culture as like more humanoid races, especially like trolls. Trolls are definitely going to be way more bestial.
Yeah, and I said that they're probably going to experience a lot of racism within normal society because of the sheer fact that, like, you know, they're probably some sort of monster like the trolls or the ogres.
Yeah, I think it'd be extremely hard for a troll to just hang out in town, because trolls are famous for just killing and eating people.
Yeah, and that's all I wrote for it. Did you have anything else like that you could come up with?
You could probably increase the damage die. Like, you could probably add a D4, like the enlarge spell, for like medium to large creatures. So if you have a large creature, just add a D4. You could probably, or you could just increase the damage die of whatever weapon they're using. Probably like double that. So if they had a
Say like a longsword would be 2d8 or 2d10.
well, if they had a longsword, I would imagine their version of longsword is actually probably a great sword.
Oh god.
Just to fit their like physique. So they could probably one hand that. I was trying to think of, like, I think a club's like a D8 or something. Probably make that like 2d8, and because it'd probably be like more like a tree.
Yeah. Makes me think of the
God, well, there's something.
bolt thrower or something like that.
Yeah,
where they pick up trees and just like start using them as ammo.
Yeah, you could turn trees into spears.
Yeah. It's a really nice idea.
There's a lot of cool things. And then, like, if you had like a large race, you could probably see the large races helping build like forts and stuff. Like, you know, the big spikes. Just ram them into the ground to.
Yeah, like they'll be used as like labor and stuff like that, like getting paid.
I think they'd be great at that.
Oh yeah, like workforce. That's a really nice idea.
You could also, you could actually see a city guarded by large creatures. Because just imagine that city, like, no,
you just see fire giants with their giant ass shields just fucking sitting there, and like they have to move their shields over just to let the people in.
I just kind of imagine that as like the shields open up like a door.
Yeah.
Certain people they want in, and then it goes back. If someone they don't like, they just go back.
Jesus Christ. Feels like you die. But
let's see. Oh, you can make them faster. I mentioned it the first time. I'd probably increase their speed by like 5 to 10 feet, so like 35 or 40. Since the smaller creatures tend to move slower, they move like 25. And it makes sense just because they'll have a lot longer legs.
Their steeds, like whatever they use, will probably be a lot different too.
Yeah, I just imagine a giant riding like a woolly mammoth in the battle.
Yeah, it's like Far Cry Primal. I definitely can imagine that.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Like, I wrote down everything I could have thought of at that time.
Yeah. I would think it would be hilarious since this was for like PCs. You have this big, massive creature, and you just become like a wizard, and you're extremely fragile.
Yeah, like you purposely roll shit on your constitution.
Yeah, that's something you could possibly do. You could probably give them a bit more health just because the larger size.
Yeah.
They'd probably be actually more durable. But you have to be careful with that because you don't want to like give them too much because then the other players are just like,
why don't we do that?
Yeah.
And then it becomes shit. But yeah, I could agree with that.
You could probably honestly just slap like the toughness feat onto a larger creature, and that's like you gain +2 every time you level up.
Yeah.
So I think that would help the theme out. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all I have. So I'll let you do the sign off.
All right. Well, I'm Edward Burns.
I'm Brandon Wynn.
And this is Critical Failure.
Please leave a like and subscribe as we bring you more D&D content in the future. Hit the bell notification button, all that jazz. Please leave a comment down below if you like this video. Excuse me. Or any of that jazz. Give us any advice. I just thought about the dude with the car.
I was thinking about the bees.
The bees?
Yeah, the bee movie.
Oh. We're nearing our 50 subscriber count. We still are going to get miniatures for that. So thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate the views. Go follow us at our Instagram, critical.failure, or email me at brandonwin5730@gmail.com. It's probably going to be at the end of this video or in the description, so go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. See ya.
I'll see you in the next one.